Hello and welcome to the Mt Mee Radio Kids' first show for this school semester on 101.5 FM. Currently the weather in the region is cloudy with showers with a temperature of 23 degrees. We can expect a maximum of 20 degrees. Nice one, Belmere weather. Dropping to a minimum of 16 degrees tonight. Stay tuned to Moreton Bay's very own radio station. Over the next hours we'll be bringing the latest community announcements, Mt Mee State School news, some interesting facts, and Kids Speak by the kids of Mt Mee. To kick off our show we have some Bob Marley. The time is now 1:01.
Welcome back to 101.5 FM, a station that is giving more to Moreton Bay. You're listening to Grayson and the Mt Mee Radio Kids In the ARIA charts this week we have, kicking us off at number 10 is Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Number 9 is The Fighter by Gym Class Heroes. Number 8 is This Is Love by William. Number 7 is Don't Wake Me Up by Chris Brown. 6th this week, Feel the Love by Rudimental. 5th is Payphone by Maroon 5. In 4th place is Wide Awake by Katy Perry. 3rd this week is Whistle by Flo Rida. And in 2nd place is Some Nights by Fun. And finally, in 1st is Shout It Out by Reese Maston. Well, that's what's in the charts this week. In 1971, we were listening to Olivia Newton-John, George Harrison and the Mixtures. Stay tuned to your favourite radio show station 101.5 FM.
This is Brody. Welcome back to the Mt Mee Radio Kids on 101.5 FM. We're taking you right through to 2 p.m. You've just heard Is This Love by Bob Marley. Now we're going to have a quick look at what's going on in the world of sports at schools. The current wet weather is causing havoc for schools around the region as they undertake their school-based athletic carnivals. The school carnivals are the first stage of selection for the district and regional carnivals taking place in the next few weeks. With several changes in school sizes in our area, there are some new school clusters for our district athletics carnival. Mt Mee and Kilcoy State Schools warmly welcome Mooloolaba State School to the Mountains Cluster Schools for the 2012 Glass Carnival. At the end of last term, Kilcoy, Woodford and Mt Mee State School came together to support the ARL development team to compete in the annual Yowie Club ARL Gala Day. The day was a huge success with the league tag and rugby league games running simultaneously throughout the day. Congratulations to Kilcoy State School who took out the Yowie Cup. That's for this week's report. Stay tuned for our favourite radio station.
You're listening to Jim, the Mt Mee Radio Kids on 101.5 FM. Are you ready to hear some weird facts and possibly some useless information? Did you know Sherlock Holmes never said elementary, my dear Watson? Your stomach has to produce a new layer of mucus every 2 weeks, otherwise it will digest itself. Ugh. Celery has negative calories. It takes more calories to eat a piece of celery than the celery has in it to begin with. Charlie Chaplin once won 3rd place at a Charlie Chaplin look-alike contest. Chuck Norris is so tough that when he does a push-up, he doesn't push himself up, he pushes the world down. I might have had some creative influence onto that last one. They're weird facts and useless too. We'll be right back after these announcements from our sponsors.
Now time to find out what's happening in the Moreton Bay region. Brass, Sweat and Tears. The Mt Mee Public Hall will be hosting Brass, Sweat and Tears on Sunday 29th of July at 2 p.m. This is a showcase to tantalise the taste buds for every music lover, with music chosen from the best of the show selection, film classics and music from around the world. It is just $25 for a family or $12 for a single. Bookings can be made by contacting 54570811 or contacting the Mt Mee Public Hall. What's cooking in the gardens? Moreton Bay Regional Council dishes up a feast of gardening gurus, top chefs, fabulous markets, workshops, food and fun on Sunday the 5th of June at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This event celebrates the great outdoors through food, entertainment and nature. The event will be held at Botanic Gardens with free parking and a regular shuttle service run from Redcliffe Showgrounds to the gardens. There will also be free parking in Bradley Park, weather permitting. The day promises to be a great event with just a gold coin entry to join in the excitement. The Redcliffe Festival. An early date claimer for the Redcliffe Festival. This exciting annual event will be held on Saturday the 15th and Sunday the 16th of September 2012. There is already a fantastic lineup of events for everyone's tastes. For more information about these events or other activities happening in our region, visit the newly updated Moreton Bay Regional Council website. Keep listening to your favourite radio station, 101.5 FM.
Are you smarter than your teacher aide?
/ gardener.
Of course we are. It's time for Are You Smarter Than Your Teacher aide?
/ gardener.
Of course we are. Each time we have our fabulously wonderful teacher aide, Mrs. Chapman, with 5 questions about an unseen topic.
Hello, boys. Here we are again. Let's see how I go today. Hopefully the holidays have rested my brain.
Well, actually, you already saw the questions for the library.
Oh, trust me, she won't get
Just
them.
very briefly, I was busy.
Okay.
Look. Today's topic is mammals, and good luck, Lisa, you're going to need it.
Oh, thanks, Brody.
What is the largest mammal on Earth?
Oh, that would have to be a whale.
Oh,
A
good on
blue
you, Lisa.
whale.
Good on you. Got that one. Which factor relating to birth makes a mammal a mammal?
They give birth to live young.
Oh, good on
Ding.
you. What is the scientific name for mammal?
Well, a scientific... Oh, Mammalia. Mammalia.
Oh, no.
Mammalia.
Wow.
Oh, it's close. What is it?
Mammalia thing.
Yes, I was right.
Mammalia.
Yeah, that's what I said, I thought.
No.
Come on, boys.
Whatever.
We gotta give it, alright. What is the mammal superclass?
I thought it was like
Soup.
tetrapod or something.
Oh, no, you forgot the A on the end.
Tetrapoda.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
So is that.
Close.
Alright.
How long have mammals been around?
Oh, that'd have to be at least 210 million years.
You reckon you've seen that?
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah,
4 out of 5.
4
4
out
out
of
of 5. So,
Okay.
good on ya. And well done. Next week
Now,
we will have to...
now, once we get back to school, I'd like you to tell Mr. Buchanan how
Oh,
well I
we'll
did
also
again.
tell-
Nah, he went home.
Next
He went home.
week we might need to make
It could
the
be-
questions hidden,
Yes.
not harder.
You know, and we've got to make sure you don't see them. And I think Mr. Buchanan might be listening.
Because
he went home.
Let's hope.
Hello, Mr. B. Yeah.
Right, that's all.
Welcome back to 101.5 FM. The time is now 1:38 and you're here with Jim. If your day's not going too well, here's some wacky headlines found in some recent newspapers to cheer you up. Okay. Include your children when baking cookies. Police begin campaign to run down jaywalkers. Something went wrong in jet crash, expert says. Miners refuse to work after death. Killer sentenced to die for second time in 10 years.
Good on you, mate.
And here's some
Thanks.
extras for you. New vaccine may contain rabies. Typhoon washes through cemetery, killing hundreds.
That's a classic.
Okay, coming up, we still got some kids speak, some challenges for your brain, and some more great music. Stay tuned.
That was Sunshine, Lollipops and Rainbows by Leslie Gore
And
on
you were dancing to it.
101.5 FM. You're listening to Grayson and the Mt Mee Radio Kids. We are taking you right through to 2 p.m. The time is now 1:49. It is now time for Kids Speak. Each week we like to ask several students from Mt Mee State School. It is our National Year of Reading, and our students are getting into reading in all different shapes and forms, including poetry recitals, reading competitions, and even some spontaneous reading performances around the school. With reading being such an important skill, we thought it timely to ask some kids what they thought were some of the greatest books to read. Here's some books you might be interested in. A recommendation by Louisa Busfield, Year 7. My Father's War by Sophie Mason. It is a great true Australian story about Annie, whose father has been away fighting at the Somme battlefields. After many months of not hearing from her father, she decides to go to France to find him. Kyle Morrissey in Year 6 recommends the Star Wars The Ultimate Visual Guide. The depth of behind-the-scenes information is exceptional. It is highly recommended for lovers of science fiction. 1900, A Brand New Century is highly recommended by Alicia Duncan in Year 5. This My Story book forms part of a wonderful collection of stories based on real life. This novel revolves around a young 14-year-old Flora who is determined to take advantage of a whole new century. A final recommendation by Susie Hinchy in Year 3 is Warriors by Erin Hunter. It is a fantastic science fiction novel, perfect for girls who aren't really into the spacey side of science fiction. It is based on the life of several cats who are warriors in the wilderness. It is a very catchy book. Thanks to all of our students for their contribution to today's show. We will be right back after these songs with our final segments for this afternoon. Make sure you stay tuned to the radio station that gives more to Moreton Bay Region, 101.5 FM.
Something to think about. You're back with Brody and the Mt Mee Radio Kids. We're going to give you a challenge for your brain. Here we go for today's riddle. A man decides to quit his job, so he turns off the lights and walks out of the room. And 200 people die. Why do these 200 people die?
See if you can figure that out.
We'll be right back after Tears on My Pillow, Kylie Minogue, to give you the answer.
Welcome back. The riddle for this week was: a man decides to quit his job, so he turns off the lights and walks out of the room. And 200 people die. Why do 200 people die? Okay. Here's the answer. The man worked at a lighthouse, so when he turned out the lights, a cruise ship crashed into the rocks, and 200 people died. That's cheerful. Thanks.
Sure is.
Another thing that's happening at Mt Mee State School is we're having 50 American kids come over as part of a homestay program. So they'll be staying with 25 families, 2 each, and they'll be staying for 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night. They're over here as part of a 3-week program to experience our culture. Okay then. Anyway. Thanks for tuning in to 101.5 FM for show from the Mt Mee Radio Kids. Remember, if you've got any comments or feedback, we would love to hear about it. You can contact the 101.5 FM station through the website www.1015fm.com.au or via email radio@1015fm.com.au. The Mt Mee Radio Kids will be back broadcasting next week for another exciting show. Okay, until then, goodbye from Jim.
Brody,
and Grayson.
And Grayson. Okay.
See you next time, folks.